Good afternoon, hello. My name is Daniel and I'm mainly a triathlete and road cyclist. Now, I'm not old-fashioned in cycling, but I think I have fallen behind with recent technologies, mostly tubeless tyres, disc brakes, those sorts of things. I just haven't been an early adopter. Now, this is my gravel bike and this has both of those things. Tubeless tyres, disc brakes, and to be honest, I absolutely love it. However, I have had my first problem. I'm doing an event called the Dirty Reaver next weekend and I've had a bit of a problem. I've had a tubeless puncture. Now, for those of you who are probably more experienced in this sort of thing than I am, you're probably thinking, so what, get over it? Well, yes, I agree, and I just kept riding during the ride and it's sealed. You can see there that there was something in the hole. If I face it, I might focus. I drew a little line around it. Obviously some sort of stone or glass or something has gone into the tyre, lost a bit of pressure, lost a bit of sealant, took ages to clean up the bike and it's sealed. But I have an event, it's not a full-on race, but I'm definitely treating it like one. I want to do the best that I can and I don't want to be frustrated if this unseals for any reason. I'm not normally wasteful and will swap something like this. I try and extend the life of it, but I'm doing this event as I've said. So, I'm having to change the tyre today and I have never changed an off-road tubeless tyre. I have changed a road tubeless tyre when I tested it for a couple of weeks and didn't really get on with it. So I'm hoping this goes a bit easier. Now, what tyres am I running? This is not sponsored or anything. Panaracer Gravel King SK Plus. These are supposed to be pretty puncture resistant. Obviously I have had a puncture, they're not immune to punctures, but they should be less likely. So I'm going to take this tyre off. I'm going to fit the new tyre, saying this like I know exactly how to do this, it can be dead easy. I'm then going to put in some sealant. I've got some stand sealant, which is 59 millilitres in this bottle, which, so I've Googled, is the right amount for these sorts of tyres, 43C wide. And I'm going to then fit it back on the bike. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Right, let's get stuck in. So this is not a phrase that I say very often, but welcome to my bathroom. For tubeless sealant related reasons, I'm doing this in the bath. So, right, let's talk equipment. Obviously I've got the wheel ready to go. I've got a valve core remover, I've got 2 tyre levers, but I'm hoping these sort of things come off with my hands. I've got a normal track pump. I do not own one of those tubeless big shot things. However, I do have a CO2 canister and a valve in case it doesn't seat properly. I'm told those might work. I've got the sealant as described earlier and a tyre. How hard could it be? Let's go. It's still hot in pressure, it's held pressure for a couple of weeks now. So the tyre is down, let's try and pop it off the bead. Ooh, yeah. You like that, don't you? Pop it off the bead. Both sides. This might not be too messy here. I'm so strong. Right. Tie it off. So these tyres were fitted a few weeks ago. I don't know if you can see how much sealant's in there. Quite a bit. It's all sort of coated on the inside of the tyre, but not a huge amount. Oh, you can see there. There's my puncture. Still a bit of flint stuck in it. No, I tell a lie. That's a second puncture. Let's have a look. There's 2. So there's one there, that little black dot in the middle is a bit of a thorn. And then there's one at the bottom as well. You can see it in the middle there. Did a bad job pointing that out. That is good. I did not know that there were 2 punctures. That might warrant me looking at the front one as well. Interesting. Anyway, benefits of being in the bathroom. I'm just going to give the wheel a wipe down on the, what it's called, rim tape, just to get all that sealant off. I don't know as if this is that important, but if it's like dried up a bit, it's not really much use anyway. It's just all that rotational weight that's useless. Just give that a clean up. Now I've already told you that I'm not sponsored by Panaracer, but I did use a discount code that they sent out to all the Dirty Reaver applicants for 30% off. If you message me, I will leak it. Let me know if you want any tyres cheaper. I cannot believe I'm going to title this video, How To. So I'm going to fit this tyre dry. I think that's how you do it. I'm not normally a fan of going in dry, but we'll see. I think the problem is when you try to pop it onto the bead with a bit of pressure, there's no sealant in it. It's not very slippy, so the tyre doesn't pop out as easy, but we'll see how we get on. I really don't want to use tyre levers on these if I can help it. The wheels are hookless, they are carbon, they're not cheap, so I really don't want to snap a sidewall or something, so I'm going to see what I can get done with my hands. Yes. Ooh, are these directional? Right, so that tyre is on, and you can see that it's not fully on the bead. I can still put my finger down it, but I can't pull it out any wider. It feels like the tyre is pretty pressed against the rim, and that's what gives it the seal, so hopefully the air will go in it and push that bead out, is the plan. But we will see, won't we? So the reason for the valve key is so I can get a higher volume of air in faster. With me only having a normal pump, it does help. So I'm just going to unscrew the removable core. Obviously when I inflate this and take this off, I will then need to re-inflate it, but that's not the end of the world because I'm going to be putting sealant in anyway. Just need to get the beads seated. Right, here we go. This is moment of truth time, isn't it? What we're listening for is a satisfying ping. Woohoo! Got a bit more. Whoa! I was going to agitate it in my hands a bit just to make sure that that bead's seated, which it is. I've just pulled the valve off. If possible, I'm going to try and let the air down slowly so that hopefully the tyre remains on the bead. If you let it all out, it just goes boom, and sometimes the tyre just folds in, so I'm told. Okay. So now I need to put some sealant in it. That's what fills the holes, that what makes the tyre bead properly and seal properly. So I've got some Stan's sealant, and I'm going to put this whole thing inside it. The end of this little tube goes straight into the valve, so where the valve core was, and you just empty it in there slowly. I have got a bigger bottle of sealant as well, so I'll just refill this bottle and use this to fill it. I know some people have like a pump and a tube and all that sort of stuff, but this should be fine. I'm not putting the valve right at the bottom, because I want the sealant to run down a little bit as I'm filling it up. I don't want it to pool at the bottom and then like overflow out the top. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off of this sealant so I can actually squirt some out. So I'm just gently squeezing this. There's really no rush. I just don't want it to go everywhere because as soon as it dries it's a pain to get off. For the second inflation I'm going to put the valve core back in, because when I pump it up this time I do want it to stay pumped up and stay sealed. There we go, one more step. So I'm slightly sweaty from putting this back wheel back in there properly. Anyway, the last step, you can do it just holding the wheel, but it's so much easier just to put it on your bike. You've got to spin the wheel around and get the sealant all on the inside of the tyre. Like we saw on the one that I took off, that coats the inside of the tyre, so when you get a puncture, seals it. In a minute, it'll all be sat in one puddle. So I'll just set the wheel like this, and you get a free hub sound check because of this. So what more could you want? Spin the wheel around a few times, and I'll just leave it spin around. I might jab the brakes a few times so that it really shakes it around, but that should be good enough. And by the time you've ridden a couple of miles, it'll be absolutely fine. So check it stays up overnight. There you go, tubeless expert already. I cannot believe that went so smoothly. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any tubeless tips, let me know in the comments down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.